Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Real Closers. We're back. Coffee for Closers, Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 8:30. Due to scheduling conflicts, we haven't been around for what, 2 weeks, Marcus?
Yeah, we're saying we try to do every Wednesday at 8:30, but Roberto and I both have kids.
Yeah,
So
kids get in the way.
Kids will do it. They'll rock your schedule life a couple times.
Yeah, and I got mine starting school a couple weeks ago, so you know how that goes.
That's exciting,
viruses.
Yeah, new viruses to share with the family. It just builds your immune system. So you can thank the new viruses for a stronger immune system.
For sure. All right, man. So today the topic is, we always talk about paid ads, paid advertising, grow your database through Facebook, and can Facebook leads really convert, right? So today we wanted to touch on how can you stay relevant with social media? And there's a reason for that, and we'll tell you why in a second, why we're working on social media today.
Yeah.
Take it away, Marcus.
Well, I think it comes down to first realizing that you need to be where everybody is, right? So when we're talking social media, we may talk about a lot of different social media networks because it's a big gamut. But I would say to this day, Meta, aka Facebook and Instagram, is still the king. And so you want to be where everybody is, and that's where they're spending the most time scrolling. I know TikTok is a big new thing and it's great, but you're still talking about the baby boomers. You're still talking about Generation Y. You're talking about millennials. You're talking about everybody is on Facebook. Your mom's on Facebook, my mom, my dad. We're all on
Facebook,
right? And Insta, but mostly Facebook. So at the end of the day, you need to drive your social media where all your clients, past, present, future, everybody is, right? And then your strategy has to be one where I truly believe, as this shift is happening, and even before the shift, I think it still comes down to people are being inundated all day, every day with every type of solicitation, and includes in the real estate industry. So for you to develop a really good presence, it has to be one that is relationship focused. It has to be one where you're leading with your brand, but you're educating, you're bringing value. It's not always a call to action, right? And so there's a lot of ways to do it, but I would say that know, like, and trust model is really developed when you give and you share, and then you continue, because you're building that relationship. And so it's, again, I've talked about this with you before. It's like, okay, we can go out there and we can drive all sorts of ads that are developed to get that click to get a contact information, and you're going to give them something first. You're going to give them exactly what they saw in their feed, whether it was a buyer's ad, whether it was a 12 seller tips ad, whether it was a home value ad, whether it was a downsize ad. That's kind of the hot 4 right there. But once you do, now it's going to be all about continuing to drive value and education away, having automations in place, having systems in place, and really a nurture process that just brings more of that value and makes you likable along the way. There's a gal that we work with, Krista Mayshore. We've talked about her before. She's like the digital marketing guru out there. And I find everybody who begins with her does a lot better on the lead generation world, because she doesn't even allow lead generation until about, I think it's either module 8 or 12 of her year-long program. And that's probably like the third quarter of the year. The reason is because what she's trying to accomplish first is driving your reach and reaching people through video in your community. So she's becoming like that digital marketing guru that establishes you as an expert in the area, as someone who is a community leader. And your videos are all over the feed. So when the time comes where they already feel like they've known you, and so when they click on something, of course, the relationship drives that much faster. But it's no different on the other side, right? So when we're talking about how to stay relevant in social media, you got to understand, like, this is not just a quick fix to your business. You have to actually invest in the entire solution, which involves ads that are going out, not just ads that are generating leads, but ads that are video ads that are designed to get you known in that area, and reach as many people as possible.
branding ads.
Branding, yeah, branding. And then you're putting yourself around systems that are going to continue driving value. And I think it's just being like, nowadays, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Study those who have done really well in the social media world, both on brand, but also on lead generation and conversion, and then mastermind and collaborate with those people.
Right.
Forget about trying to do it all at once. That's never going to happen. You just got to be invested in the long game with social media, because it's not something that just comes in a day, right? You're learning so many things along the way, from the ad itself that you're launching, to the automations, to the integrations that you're using, to the follow-up scripts and strategies and conversations, to AI. Obviously, remarketing is going to be a big play in that too now. So you need systems, right? It's like, we're talking about an event tomorrow, how to stay relevant using social media. And I'm teaming up with Stuart Sim, who's basically the kind of does what I do with Street Text, the industry development of Chime, which is a big system most people know about on the CRM side. And so we're going to be talking about like, why systems like this, like Follow Up Boss, for example, same type of thing. People can't not afford to do these things anymore. Like, yeah, you need to pick up the phone, you need to text, you need to email, you need to do all that stuff, but you have to leverage yourself.
You need to systematize your business.
Yes.
By leveraging systems, teams of people. Like you said, there's different avenues of bringing in leads, paid advertising, organically building your brand. You cannot do that all day, every day on your own. You have to leverage.
You got to be hungry and humble, in the sense that, like, you always, I tell everybody, just pretend like you know nothing so you can absorb everything, right? Some of the best, most successful agents I know have that type, they cultivate that humility, and always are eager to learn, even from the people that are brand new, because oftentimes it's the people that are brand new that are ignorant and haven't been jaded, that have some of the best information to offer, because they're coming in with this idea, like this creative sense of anything is possible. So that's the thing. That's why we have our masterminds every Wednesday, because if we didn't have the mastermind, if we didn't have the community, if we didn't have the collaboration, like, everybody's standing alone on the island trying to figure it out. Where instead, if you can come together with all your people all across North America, everybody's in this market right now that we're asking a lot of questions about. It's shifting, it's changing. Obviously, if you come to one place talking to someone in San Francisco, New York, Arkansas, Louisiana, Ontario, Winnipeg, all these different places, and we're just asking, so what's working there? What's working there? What's working there? How are you doing it here? You're going to start seeing there's a lot of congruency and similarities on what people are doing, no matter what market they're in. And all of a sudden you're learning and you're like, whoa, okay. And everybody's sharing and giving away. And before you know it, it's like, we call it rip off and duplicate, R&D.
And you have to be open. You have to be open. You cannot start something for a couple weeks, it not work, and then throw the towel and say, hey, this doesn't work. This is a long-term play, whether you do it paid, organically, or however you want to build your database. Although the best way to build your database is having multiple sources of leads. You have to give it time. You have to trust the process. You have to leverage people, masterminding. All this adds to your results.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying it right there. I find that everybody's like, we live in this microwave society where everybody's looking for this get rich quick scheme of doing things, but like the social media is a different animal altogether, and you're only going to be as good as your time investing into making it your own, customizing it, learning from the best, always trying to stay ahead of the curve, always trying to be the trendsetter, learning from people that are really industry leaders, and just always pulling something, like pull that one thing. We always, at the end of our mastermind on Wednesday, we say, okay, guys, we know you probably learned dozens of amazing new ideas. I just want you to find that one thing that really stood out to you and implement it.
Exactly.
Instead of feeling overwhelmed, if you do just one thing every single week, imagine, you know, how many weeks are in the year, right? How many weeks are in the year? I forget how many weeks are we talking about?
52.
So 52 brand new things you implemented into your year, saying you went to the mastermind, right? That's the type of thing. And of course, more people are going to invest more than one, but at least one.
Yeah, at least get started. You know, that's what I tell people. Look, you haven't done anything up until this point. At least get started, do one thing, pick something, get started with that, make it a routine, make it very consistent. Because social media, you know, social media is not about just posting. It's not just about, you know, posting to stories. It's not about just posting to your feed. You know, there's a lot to it. And the event that you're talking about is going to cover a lot of that, right? Like, what to do, how to get it done, how to go through basically a brand that you're creating for yourself.
Yes, 100%. That's tomorrow tomorrow's Thursday, right? September 15th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll drop the link.
You can also do a post, right? Just to make it more apparent. And we'll
I can draw it. I'll throw a post in there today for you guys. But yeah, I mean, and again, no pressure to do any of the call of actions at the end. There's always, like, we're obviously leveraging street text and Chime, so there's always going to be a free call to action, like our 7-day trial, which, you know, it's a trial. So check it out if you're looking to, you know, really dive deeper into what's possible on the lead generation standpoint. Chime, do your research. There's a lot of CRMs out there, you know, Follow Up Boss, Chime, Line Desk, all of them, right? KV Core. People are, you know, what's the best CRM I always hear? Well, it's the one that you use.
Unless you don't use one, right? I don't like that. I don't like that sense. It's like, I'm not using one. So it's like, which one?
And I've seen actually people that don't use them. They're meticulous with their spreadsheets and all this stuff, right? So
but it just depends on, you know, how much traffic you're getting. You know, there's at a point you can't control everything through spreadsheets. I mean, there are people that can. A lot of people that rely on referral business, you know, it's a smaller database. But once you start implementing things like ads, paid advertising, you start implementing social media ways of branding yourself, you're gonna get boggled down. And
you're gonna feel overwhelmed. There's so much adaptive technology now and so many better ways to leverage yourself. Because you got to imagine what you're really doing with social media is you're building a database, right? And these are a database of people that are not yet, but future. You know, of course, you get lucky. I've seen it all the time. People get a deal here, a deal there, right? As soon as they sign up and, you know, start running ads. But that is a one-off. Right. The majority of these people are out in the future, and what they're doing is they're sitting back and they're observing, whether you know it or not. And they're, you know, first impression, they're making a judgment on whether or not they even see you as someone who they could ever even want to talk to you, let alone do business with. And so your first impression is a big one. This is why we were big on video. And then they're just sitting back and you're kind of getting that ball at the 1-yard line, and you get a chance to be the agent who can drive them down the field into the end zone. We're in football season now, right? We're talking. Right. So a lot of people they're like, I'm not going to go down 9 yards. I want to be in the end zone right now. I'm like, well, go spend a bunch of money leveraging the bottom of the funnel, and let's see how you can compete in red bloody water with sharks.
Yep.
Whereas I'm giving you a blue water solution where, you know, you have the opportunity to get to this relationship first, cultivate it, and create an opportunity for you that's long lasting, that will also create referral business because of the investment of that relationship you put into it.
Exactly.
And it may be longer, but you're setting yourself up for the future, because here, especially in a time like we're in now, where there's so much uncertainty, they're needing experts around them that can help drive them and make great decisions with them for their family, people they can trust, that are not just trying to get their business, but actually giving them the best advice possible, given where they're at, what they're able to accomplish.
Exactly. You have to, and again, it's all about trusting the process, right? I tell people, hey, you got to trust the process, whether you want to go paid advertising, because there's two ways you can get leads, right? If you want to keep it simple, either you pay for them, which is very predictable. You get leads as much as you spend, right? If you already know, let's say a $5 cost per lead, you want 20 leads, you know how much money you need to put in it. You want 100 leads a month, you know how much money you need to put on it, right? With organically creating a brand around your business, it's free per se, right? Free, but you have to invest time, right? And that there's a point where you start need to leveraging, you need to hire people to take care of your brand, right? You need to hire people who's going to be watching your feeds. But for right now, build it. And it's not going to be quick either. But whatever, it takes.
Build it, they will come.
Yeah, if you build it, you will come. I'm not sure if
Build the dreams. Build the dreams.
Remember that movie here? Yeah, it's one of those I grew up with, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you build your brand, people will get attracted to you, right? And there's so many platforms out there right now, like you mentioned, right? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and there's a bunch of others out there that are specific to different countries too. So the thing is, Facebook's still, your main source. Master Facebook, master Instagram. They're basically the same thing now. Different audiences still. So master one of them, get your brand out there, and then start expanding from there. It doesn't hurt to use other social media platforms, but build your social media based on the platform that you're on all the time and where your audience is on all the time. So yeah, man. So we'll just, if you can drop the link for the event tomorrow in the comment section, and also just go ahead, post, we'll pin it to the feature section so people can see it. This is a good opportunity. One of those, yes, there's an offer at the end, but look, you get so much value at the beginning. You're not committed to either Chime or Street Text. Very good options at the end of the day anyways.
100%. Nowadays, and when I'm finding industry experts all know that the perfect webinar model is one where you just give endless amounts of information that they can apply into their business today. And at the end, if they like that value, they can drive into a free offer solution. But don't let that stop you from learning, right? Because there's so much great information out there, and you should be attending as many webinars as possible, especially as you're looking to expand, right? This is the time to really invest in yourself. This is the time to really invest in your business, where other people are maybe stepping back a little bit as the market's shifting. The people that are actually standing out and even doing better are the ones that are investing into their business right now and learning new technologies, learning how to become a better social media influencer.
And take action, Don't just attend the webinar. I mean, the value that you're going to get, the value that you're getting, with these lives where we just, talk about little things here and there. And of course, again, drop it in the comments if there's something specific you want to see. But the amount of value that you get, you have to start putting action. I've done a couple private Zoom sessions with a few people that I know, where I offer them, a bunch of different tools and stuff, and they never reach out at the end of the call because they feel that it's good information. But when I tell them that it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's not going to be, they're not going to get deals within the next 30 days. It may take 60, 90, 120 days before they start seeing those results. They kind of give up already. They don't even want to try. So take advantage of the resources you have right now, put it to action, put it to work. You'll get results. I mean, put in the work and, build it. If you build it, it will come. So
yeah, exactly. Awesome.
All
Thank
right,
you, Roberto. Appreciate you, man. And we'll be chatting soon.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll put the link in the comments, and if you can just do a post as well.
I will, absolutely. I'll hit it up right after the mastermind coming up here with Street Text. So expect it coming around 10 a.m.
All right, sounds good. All right, man. I'll see you next week.
Cheers, my friend.
All right.